Dear fellows, thank you very much for coming to this course and be very welcome. This course, Post-Platform Economy and Ecosystem, is about the platform economy and P2P activities that you know very well. Uber, Airbnb, and many more. Please be very careful about this presentation of the course. This is our contract also, and the success of your performance depends on the respect of this presentation. Let's describe the course description. Mainly, you can see I give you time to read it, and please read it carefully. This slide talks about the transformative impact of digital peer-to-peer activities, where collaborative platforms empower individuals to exchange assets and skills in sectors like accommodation, Airbnb, car sharing, crowd shipping, and ride hailing, and so on. You know them. As P2P platforms evolve into post-platform activities, the role of intermediaries diminishes more and more, and the infusion of artificial intelligence, generative artificial intelligence, become more crucial. This is our course. We're going to talk about these different points. However, you need more to know about this course, what you can expect and what we are going to study. As you see on this slide, this module explores diverse P2P business activities, including for-profit like Airbnb and not-profit like Kiva and other cooperative like coach sharing, and many more. So the objective, gaining foundational knowledge for the post-platform economy, is our objective with the insertion of artificial intelligence. The course focuses on a four-part business model. In other words, we consider the business model of P2P activities and its four components: customer value proposition, revenue streams, infrastructural technology, and governance of the ecosystem. Finally, please note that participation is important in this course. I teach, we participate in the course together, and then what I try to do at the end of each session, we're going to have a long workshop to prepare your projects. I know that you are already active in companies, you work, and you do not have time to do that out of the course. So this course is planned so that you can do the good part of your project within the course. I let you read more carefully. Please read it carefully, because this is our contract one more time. Learning objective. In other words, what you should expect from me and from this course. You can read them on this slide. To put it in a nutshell, we're going to study the business model of P2P activities and its four components. Once more: customer value, income stream, infrastructural technology, and governance of the ecosystem. Please do remember, forever even after my course, these 4 elements. You do remember them because your project depends on it, but it's going to be helpful for you in your professional life. Intended competencies, you know that more and more our school has the best accreditations in the world. So in order to be in line with those label companies of accreditations, we should have competencies which are in line with the other institutions. And you can read them here. My teaching philosophy, as you can see that here, is mainly on 3 different things. First, I try to teach clearly so that you can acquire concepts and theories. Number 2, we discuss in order to understand and deepen the comprehension of concepts and theories. And number 3, you apply these concepts and theories. So in the best case, after this course, if you follow the course, you will be very competent about P2P activities. Let's go to my teaching methods, slides 8 and 9. The course is very structured. As you can see, is very highly structured. Approach ensures that the students have opportunity to engage with course content, activity, participate in discussions, and receive guidance for their projects. Fostering a comprehensive and enriching learning experience is the basic objective of this course. So you can see here, you have seen on the previous one, we start by a lecture. The lecture is recorded, you listen to. Let's say we put 1 hour for that one. During this 1 hour, you can send me questions, I answer to them. In the second part, from 6 to 7 p.m., we discuss different questions. And in the third part is your project. And each session, please try to follow and advance with me. Please try to progress with the course. Otherwise, you will have difficulties to finish your individual project on time. Almost next week, the week following these courses, you should submit your project. So you really better to advance with me. This is the third part. You submit the individual project not later than January 15th. So when we finish, you have almost the weekend for the final touch. Assessment. Your assessment depends on the preparation of an individual project. So all students begin with the same set of project requirements. However, some of you have 2 retakes, some of you have 3 retakes. So here it is. Additional questions are introduced for those with 2 or 3 retakes. The volume of the individual project corresponds, as you can see on the slide, to the retake status. Students with 1 retake are required to submit a single project. Students with 2 retakes are expected to submit a double project. And students with 3 retakes need to submit a triple project. What is the triple project? I will come back to it. A triple project is 3 times a single project. I come back to it. Zero tolerance for plagiarism. So please be very careful about this. Let's go to the slide 11. My assessment, just know for yourself, I'm going to be very comparative. I receive all projects. I evaluate them, I assess them, and I compare them. And the method, you know, AA, MA, BA, above average, meets average, and below average is my first reaction to your projects. And then I give grades in an European mode on 20. So please do remember that one too. I repeat, because I want really to avoid any bad misunderstanding and bad mistakes and idiot mistakes. Please be very careful. January 15, 8 a.m. is the deadline. Don't ask me any more time. I cannot give it to you for 2 different reasons. If I do, I'm unfair to your other comrades who have respected the date. And secondly, I cannot technically, because you submitted on a machine and the machine is already programmed and nobody can change it. Nobody can change it. So please be very careful to submit your team project on time. And what is the team project? I'm sorry, the individual project. There is no team project. And what is it? Okay, the very first one is you should select 2 competing P2P platforms if you have 1 retake. If you have 2 retakes, you should select 4. If you have 3 retakes, you should select 6. For each retake, you select 2 competing P2P platforms. Number 1. Number 2, you select them in a P2P sector. You have the list here before your eyes. It could be cryptocurrency, but always your platforms are in the same sector. They should be competitor. They could be in the sector of fintech, decentralized finance, non-fungible tokens. I love them very much, NFT, or any other that you can read. I'm not going to read them one by one. It's going to be boring, but for your individual project, you choose competing platforms within a sector of your choice. You choose the sector you want, you choose the platforms you want, but they should be competitors in the same sector. What do I expect? Everything is written. You can see here on this project. Everything is very clear. Not only in here, and I'm going to explain it very carefully, so please pay attention to it, but also I put a Word written project, which is your syllabus, on the platform, and your team project, your individual project is very clearly explained in that document too, in your syllabus. Everything is very clear. More or less, your team project has 6 different parts. Introduction, in which you present the P2P sector you have selected, and the two selected platforms by retake. If you have 2 retakes, you present 4 platforms. If you have 3 retakes, you present 6 platforms. Your introduction is about 2 pages, more or less about 650 words. Then you go to chapter 1. Now I have not taught, but do remember that each chapter is a component of a P2P business model. The first one is customer value proposition, and then this is the chapter 1. You should prepare a report about how artificial intelligence has influenced the customer value proposition of each of the 2 platforms that you have selected. And then, for example, enhanced user experience, personalization, the features that AI provide for value proposition, and so on. And don't forget that for each chapter, you need to have a comparative table of your selected platforms. This is chapter 1. Then you go to chapter 2. Chapter 2 is a second element of the P2P business model about revenue stream. Then you do the same. You analyze the impact of artificial intelligence on the revenue streams of the selected platforms and how AI technologies have contributed to new monetization strategies, pricing models, value-added services for charging more, and so on. And then one more time, you have a comparative table of your selected platforms about revenue stream. I'm not going to explain more in details because now you are aware, you have understood what I'm expecting to read in your individual projects. Chapter 3 is on the third element of the a business model, P2P business model, and I would like to read in here what are the technologies that your selected platforms have adopted for innovation, automation, improvement in the infrastructure, and so on. And one more time, you compare them and you put them in a table. The fourth chapter is the fourth and the last component of a P2P business model. This is governance of the ecosystem. So you talk about each platform and its relations with different partners and stakeholders through the digital technologies and AI. How do they work with many different partners through digital technologies? Each chapter is about 2 pages, and or each chapter contains about 650 words. Then you go to conclusion, and this is the last part of your individual project. You compare and contrast the findings from both platforms, or 4 platforms, or 6 platforms, depending on your number of retakes, and you highlight key similarities and differences, and you put all them in a 1-page maximum. Okay, I hope it's very clear. One more time, I repeat that you find the very detailed presentation and of the requirements of the individual project in the syllabus that I have put on the platform. Let's go to slide number 15. One more time, dear fellows, because I don't want any bad misunderstanding or surprise. There is a deadline, January 15 at 8 p.m. Plagiarism is not tolerated, well, because there are a lot of citations and so on. Let's say up to 20% of similarity is tolerated, not more, even not 1%. We go to two slides on discipline, slide 16 and slide 17. People, it's going to be a very successful course if you support it. If you do not come with the mental of assisting a course, you do other things, and because you do other things, you repeat the questions. When I answer to the questions, other people get bored, and it's going to be a mess. So please be very professional. You are professional. Be very professional for this course, and your success and your diploma, your degree depends on it, and you would kindly support the course. Attendance, punctuality is important. Your engagement is very important. When you are in this course, you don't do other things, and you use your laptop and your mobile for this course, not for anything else. And please read carefully syllabus, which contains only 3 pages. And don't think that, well, I explained deeply now, but don't think that because I have explained, you do not need to get familiar firmly with the syllabus. Any violation of the discipline will certainly have negative impacts on your final grade. Why? Because you are about 60, and it's really very difficult to do a distance course for 60 people, all of them professional, so with high expectation, if we are not disciplined. Our appointments every day from Monday to Friday, the same hours, 5-8. As you can see here, there are 3 parts. I do a lecture which is recorded. You listen to it carefully, make sure that you understand it. If you have questions, you might ask questions why you are watching and listening to the recorded course, or later I answer to. And then we discuss the questions that you see in the courses, in the recorded courses. We discuss them a bit more to make sure that you have understood them. And in the third part, the workshop, which is vital, crucial for you to prepare your projects. People, if we do not work during the workshops, you will not have time to finish your individual projects. And without your individual projects, you will not have your degree and diploma. And don't think that because you are having a good job, probably you do not need an official degree. This is a bad mistake. I'm a professor with a very long experience. Nobody knows if you can keep your job. If you need to change your job, they probably want to have a look on your diploma. You might do a very good job and your company might reserves a good promotion for you and they want to check your diploma. And thirdly, a colleague or somebody who does not like you might report that you don't have a diploma. So people, what I'm telling you, these are not fiction. These are things that I have seen. So please make sure that you finish with success your course. I'm available for you. I support you. And the third part, the workshop is very important because otherwise you will not have time. So the same structure, lecture recorded, discussion, and the workshop on different elements of the business model. This is exactly the individual project you prepare, is the schedule and the planning of the course. One more time, this is the fourth time I repeat because I really do not want any bad surprise and misunderstanding. Monday, January 15, 8 a.m. is the deadline, and the machine cannot accept a single word after. I do my best to do the best during the workshop for you, a longer workshop. The workshop, one more time, is crucial for you. Otherwise, you cannot finish it on time. This is after your work hours, and then you should have dinner, sleep, work a bit, but you know that you work much more than your office hours. But at the end of the week, you have only the weekend. I would suggest reserve your weekend for the final touch for your individual project, because Monday before 8, you will submit it. I hope things are very clear about it. Unfortunately, we cannot meet physically, but you can email to me and we can have many discussion on Teams, email, and more. People, I'm a specialist of this course. I have books, I have papers, I have tracks in the best European academic conferences. So in all modesty, I suggest the references which are mine. You will not regret if you read them and have a copy of them. I know what I teach. The sector of P2P activities, I'm a specialist in it. I hope things are clear and you have understood it correctly. Right after this one, you will have the first course on the introduction to the P2P post-platform economy. Platform economy and post-platform economy, but anyway, this is about peers who work, interact, and transact with each other.